Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, Sonic Love. So in today's video, we're going to be checking out this little beauty here, the clone of the clone, which I'm sure everyone who's watching this video will think that this looks like the Miyoo Mini Plus. It does have very similar attributes to it. Yeah, so let's check it out and see if it's worth your hard-earned cash. So as you can see, it does remind me of the Miyoo Mini. We have the dpad, start select. This on the Miyoo Mini is normally the function button, but sadly in this case it is a reset button. So just let me show you. If you click it, it doesn't give you any other options than to restart it. It doesn't give you any options in configuration, unfortunately. So as that's restarting, we have the A, B, X, Y buttons. This is the all white version, which looks absolutely beautiful in my opinion. We have the start select. On the side itself, we have volume, we have the OS. On the back, we have triggers. These are incredibly firm and loud. I don't like them at all. It is the biggest negative of this unit that I've had so far. There is a few downsides, but yeah, these are incredibly difficult to press and don't feel very comfortable, which is a shame. On the opposite side, we have game ROMs, and that's it. Simple and sweet. The D-pad itself, at first impressions, feels quite nice, but in all honesty, it is a very disappointing D-pad. I took this unit apart and I put little bits of cardboard underneath just to balance it out, because you had to really press incredibly hard in order to get a direction. The 8-way wasn't very good. Some diagonals, I think it was my bottom right that was struggling. Couldn't pull off any special moves, but with putting those cardboards in place, it seems to have balanced it out and has now made it a lot more. As you can see, you only have to tap it and it is very responsive, so that in itself is pretty good. It wasn't like that before the cardboard. Same with the B button, a little bit of cardboard and now it presses and it doesn't have any false inputs, so that's not too bad. The rock chip that's inside, we all know what it's capable of, but for some unknown reason it doesn't seem to be as powerful. I think it's to do with the RAM. I think it's only 500, 1 gig of RAM, it's actually 500. So it really does limit it in some aspects of higher end games like Dreamcast, PSP and so forth. You can really see the hit that it takes. First impressions, looks amazing. I'd say the best thing about this so far is the screen. I'm not too sure if it's coming across, but the screen is absolutely beautiful. Very crisp, incredibly clear. The saturation is good, black levels are good, white balance is really nice. I've been really impressed with the screen itself, which is a shame, but I picked this up for £36 on AliExpress. So yeah, it's a bit of a tough one for me. So I'm going to run through the actual gameplay demonstration just to show you what is good and bad about this unit itself. But the overall, once you actually fix the D-pad, I'm sure you could get some membrane and another D-pad itself to go in there. I will do a modification of the unit itself. Yeah, so I will do some modification. I will put in a different D-pad and membrane just to see if that helps. But I'd say a little bit of cardboard underneath, whichever direction is not working properly, has kind of worked for me. Another thing that I noticed on other YouTuber videos is that with them not having a function button, that they just couldn't get into the menu, so you're going to have to use a dongle and then use a keyboard and then go into settings that way. But I just spent about 20 minutes trying all types of configurations just to see whether there was a actual way of getting the function menu up or the RetroArch menu up, and I am happy to say that I found it. So it's a little bit of annoying. not having an actual button. It shouldn't be a reset button, it should be a function button, and a reset button should be on the side. Maybe if they do another iteration, then maybe they will take that into consideration. But if we just jump into a game here, so the actual configuration to actually get into the menus is you hold start and select and left trigger and right trigger at the same time, and that brings you into RetroArch. Now it is full RetroArch, so you can go in and change the controls for PSP, or you can even go in for Dreamcast and alter the D-pad to the analog stick to the D-pad. So that is really good. So you can just literally go in and change everything, which has been a massive game changer, making you play a wider range of games. So without further ado, let's get into the testing of the emulation. And yeah, I'd love to know what you think of it so far, guys. I actually love the unit, even though the trigger buttons are terrible. The D-pad I had to tinker with in order to get right. The button itself was missing inputs, but once I just opened it up and fixed it with a bit of cardboard, yeah, I've had no issues with it. I'm going to start off with light emulation, working right the way up to the higher end stuff, guys. As you can see, it looks really nice, really sharp. The colours pop. And yeah, once you sort out the D-pad with the cardboard, not ideal. They should have put a better D-pad and membrane in there. But yeah, very responsive once you've sorted it out. No issues, just my terrible gameplay. But yeah, NES looks wonderful. SNES is a real joy to play. This is using ArcOS. You can update it, you can get a dongle and then hook it up to Wi-Fi to update it, and there is plenty of well-established firmwares that are able to run on here. So if you'd like to see a video of me testing out all the firmwares on here, guys, then let me know in the comments and I will gladly accommodate that. But yeah, again, looks really crisp, really good colours. Brightness levels on this, guys, are superior. They are very bright. So even in outdoor scenario, it will be able to play. Playing through a camera is never good. But yeah, it looks really good. Sound is impressive. It can get very loud. And quite clear. Not heard or seen any distortions so far. No crackling. So far so good. SNES plays really well. Game Boy is another system that I enjoy playing on here. Bonk's Adventures. Likewise with Game Boy Color. playing some cannon fodder. Game Boy Advance is also another system that plays really well. I have stretched the screen. Some people like it, some people don't. Play some Aladdin. So I am accidentally pressing the shoulder button on the right, which is annoying. I think it's just the way I'm holding it. Yep, as you can see, once you put the bits of cardboard in there, guys, to alter it, the controls are perfectly fine. Zipped through that Aladdin stage there, so not too bad. But Game Boy Advance, good to go. Nintendo DS works on here, but I haven't been able to find a combination to get into the settings, which is a shame. But it is at 1x resolution and it's stuck on, well, it seems to be stuck on frame skip. I think it automatically sets it as 4, even though this chip is powerful enough not to have frame skip on, but I can't get into the options into drastic to change that. Maybe I'll be able to go into the files and change it that way, but so far unable to. But it still doesn't mean that it's not an enjoyable experience. There will be games you can't play due to the fact that it is not touchscreen, so bear that in mind. Also, you can swap out the screens, which is good. And in all fairness, it still looks good and there's still plenty of games that you can play on here. So it does have CPS 1, 2 and 3. So we'll check out some arcade. Go with some Final Fight. Also able to play Naomi and the Thomas Wave. So as you can see, once you put in the bit of cardboard, then you don't have any problems with the 8-way direction. As you can see, it's not stuttering or pausing. If you want to go in those directions, you can. But I think it would be ideal to order a separate membrane and also a dpad. So no problems with CPS 1, 2 and 3. So let's see if we can pull off some special moves. Apart from these clicky, really difficult to press shoulder buttons, yep, special moves are not a problem. Once you fix the D-pad, obviously. Sega Mega Drive also looks amazing and plays amazing. Trying out some Dreamcast. Not every game is going to work, but if it's compatible and it is able to run at full speed, you will enjoy it. As I say, it makes it a lot better now, knowing the fact that you can change out the controls if needs be for certain games by holding start and select and the two shoulder buttons. Giga Wing for Dreamcast. PS1 is also amazing on here, even upscaled. Check out some PSP. go with some Mega Man. I think you have to have your expectations kind of low for this. As I say, I couldn't get into the options to change anything, so you're just stuck as it is, which is a shame. I tried everything. But for the games that I've tested out, they seem to work well. If you want to see a long play video of PSP games tested on here, guys, then I will. But for the few games that I've tested so far, it plays really, really well. But it's not going to play your God of War or anything like that. As you can hear, tapping the buttons is quite loud, which can be annoying to some. But yeah, it looks really sharp and plays well. Can't put the FPS up though, guys, due to not having the options to do so. So another good thing is with it being ArcOS, you can put over ports, which is a really nice option to have on here. I think the limited RAM will struggle with some games, but there will be still plenty of games that you can play. If you're looking like Half-Life, you might not be able to play it because of the control configuration. So what I like about this unit the most is probably the customization that is available to you through ArcOS. Obviously just scraping your box art, putting videos on there, choosing what themes you want. There are hundreds of themes on here. It just makes it a really nice experience, and you can do this for each system, making sure that you have all the box art. It's just a really nice touch. Put things into categories. It's just really, really nice. Now, once I fixed the D-pad, it was a lot more of a enjoyable experience. I think that if you just get it out the box and you just stick with the D-pad, which you play right out the box with, you're not going to be happy with it. It is terrible. But if you want to see a breakdown of what I did to make sure that you can actually play the D-pad like I've been showcasing in this video, then let me know and I'll do a tear down and step-by-step process. Actually, I might do that when I get the new D-pad, the membrane, to go with it. I might showcase that. But yeah, one thing I would say, even though the white unit looks great, it gets grubby really, really quickly, and I'm constantly having to wipe it. So the things that I don't like about it are the back trigger buttons. They are very uncomfortable, but luckily there's not that many games that utilizes that, but still it's just a pain in the bum to have. They're not soft, they're really difficult to press, and they're also very loud and clicky. The buttons themselves are very, very clicky. The D-pad is atrocious when you get it out the box, but obviously with a little tinker then it improves it dramatically. The things that I like about this unit is the sound's not that too bad, even with it being a mono speaker. The screen itself is the showcase of this, and also the operating system itself. It's not going to play all your top-end games, but it's still nice to have in this form factor. So if you do like the Miyoo Mini and you've always wanted a little bit of extra power, this is something to consider. Is it perfect? No, it's not. Do you need to tinker around with it? Yes, you do. So you have to take that into consideration as well. But I'd love to know what you think, guys. Personally, I don't mind it. It's nice to have that extra power. There is a few games that you can play that you can't on the Miyoo Mini, which will be good to take away. And as you know, this is so pocketable to take away with you. But that is my unboxing with no unboxing and first impressions. I kind of like it. I'd love to know your thoughts, guys, and as always, take care.